No doubt, you all know this. Khloe Kardashian and Lamar Odom, they called off their divorce and they say that they're giving their marriage another shot. Well, question is it healthy to give a relationship that's flatlined rather, a second chance? And here with advice is licensed family therapist Leticia Murphy. Now, Leticia, this is a big deal. Obviously, the news went international. It was a very toxic marriage because there was alleged cheating on Lamar's part, the drugs happening as well. What do you say? How would you advise someone?
I would say first, congratulations to them on trying it again.
Yeah.
Okay. We have to commend them. I don't think that anyone can say after a year or 2 years, you stop loving somebody.
Right.
So here's the thing. If you're going to get back together, first thing you have to do is address the addiction.
Okay.
Okay. So when we're talking about addressing the addiction, are we talking sex addiction? Are we talking drugs, alcohol? Whatever it is, we have to address it. And if it's drugs or alcohol, I'd say let's address it sooner than later.
Okay.
Because that's the first component to heal. We could do a bunch of great work over here on relationships, but if we still have the addiction part,
okay,
it could cause a problem and totally demolish the relationship.
Wow, that sounds like scary stuff. Okay, you also say identify why you want to get back together. What were the good parts of the marriage? If you had all of that going on, was there any room for good parts?
I would say there were still good parts.
Yeah.
Yes, there may be issues. Which marriage don't have issues? Yes, there's always good parts in a marriage.
Okay.
Also, identify what part did you play? Were you enabling this person to continue this behavior? Or is it something that's totally separate? Everybody plays a part in relationships, whether they're good or whether they're not so great.
Right, absolutely. And especially since they are on, like, they're in the public eye. Everything they do is scrutinized. So theirs is kind of unusual, not the norm, I would say.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah. Okay, let's talk about the things that have to change, because that was the first thought that ran through my mind. How are both of them going to navigate through this second time around?
Well, I would say the first they need to identify what are the things that need to change. The addiction has to be dealt with.
Okay.
And it has to be forefront in both of their minds. How are they going to handle it differently? Are we going to rehab? Are we going to intensive outpatient? What's aftercare going to look like?
Yeah.
I mean, we also have to put boundaries on the relationship. No other people in the relationship with them.
Hello.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bottom line.
Okay, and now one of the things I always wonder when you go for help, because I've interviewed a lot of people who've gone through this, do you isolate yourself from that crowd? Because my first thought is, if you don't put yourself in that dangerous situation, you don't know if you're really healed or not, right? If you've gotten through it. So do you isolate yourself?
Yes, it depends on the addiction though.
Okay.
So if we're talking sex addiction, yeah, we don't go to different places, but sex is a part of life. So if you're husband and wife, you're going to have sex. But if we're talking about alcohols and drugs, you can choose not to go to certain places. Yes, in the beginning, you're going to isolate yourself. But real life comes in and you're going to be tempted. And we're going to give you tools on how to handle it.
Absolutely. And the final step is seek professional help, folks. People like Leticia can help you out. Thank you so much. Like you said, we wish them well. And, if you're thinking about going it a second time around, make sure that you get some of these points taken care of and seek professional help. Thank you, Leticia. We appreciate it.